Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adult Brainery Podcast, your daily podcast for real conversations designed for your daily practice.
Hi. So good to be here with you again. This is the place where we skip the boring textbook stuff and learn English the way real people actually use it.
My name is Alan.
And my name is Gabby. Welcome back.
So, Gabby, you seem different today, like energized. What happened?
I did something this week that I've been putting off for almost a year.
Okay, what was it?
I signed up for an online course, a graphic design course. I've been saying I'll do it someday for literally 12 months.
Wait, what finally made you do it?
Honestly, I was looking at my phone on Sunday morning, still in bed, still in my pajamas at 11 a.m., and I just thought, what am I doing? This is my day off. And I'm using it to scroll through other people's highlight reels.
Highlight reels? I like that.
Right? Like everyone online looks like they're thriving, traveling, building businesses, learning new skills. And there I was, just watching.
I've had that exact feeling. Like you're standing on the sideline while life is happening on the field.
Yes, exactly. And I realized nobody is going to come and pull me onto the field. I have to walk on myself.
That's deep, Gabby.
I know, it surprised me too. But that's actually what we want to talk about today, making a real change, not just thinking about it, not just planning it, actually doing it.
It's time to change your life for good. And before we dive in, as always, if this podcast is helping you learn English, please like this episode, leave us a comment, and share it with a friend.
Yes, especially that friend who keeps saying they want to improve their English but hasn't started yet. Send this to them right now. We'll wait.
We will literally wait. Okay, Gabby. So, changing your life, that sounds like a big, scary thing.
It does. And I think that's actually the first problem. When people hear change your life, they imagine something huge and dramatic. Quitting their job, moving to another country, starting over from zero.
Right. Like a movie montage. Big music, new haircut. Suddenly you're running marathons.
Exactly, but that's not how it actually works. At least it wasn't for me. Real change is quieter than that. It starts with a decision in a very ordinary moment.
Like you in your pajamas on a Sunday?
Like me in my pajamas on a Sunday. Not exactly cinematic.
So what do you think stops most people from making that decision? Even when they know they need to change something?
Fear, I think fear is the big one. Fear of failing, fear of looking silly, fear of starting something and not finishing it.
I relate to that so much. I've started so many things, a journal, a workout routine, a Spanish course, and I quit all of them. And now when I think about starting something new, there's this little voice in my head that says, you're just going to quit again.
That voice is the worst.
The worst. It's so discouraging.
But here's what I've started to understand about that voice. It's not telling you the truth. It's just trying to protect you. It doesn't want you to feel the disappointment of failing again. So it stops you before you even try.
So it's like a very overprotective friend.
Yes, a friend who cares too much. And sometimes you just have to say, I appreciate you, but I'm doing this anyway.
Tell the fear, thank you. Not listening.
Exactly. The goal isn't to feel no fear. The goal is to do it while you're scared. That's actually the definition of courage, doing something even when you're afraid.
Okay, I did not expect a philosophy lesson today, but I'll take it.
You're welcome. I give those for free.
So let's talk about the practical side, because I think a lot of people get stuck in the I want to change phase. They feel it, they think about it, they maybe even make a list.
Oh, the list. Everyone loves a list.
Right? The big, beautiful list of everything you're going to do differently, and then nothing happens.
Because the list is the easy part. It feels productive. You're writing things, you're planning, it feels like you're doing something, but you haven't actually done anything yet.
So what's the bridge between wanting to change and actually changing?
Action. Specifically, one tiny action. Not a plan, not a list, just one thing you can do right now, today.
How small are we talking?
Really small? If you want to get fit, don't sign up for a 6-day gym program. Just do 10 squats right now. If you want to read more, don't buy 20 books. Just read one page tonight. If you want to learn English, well, you're already here, so you're doing great.
Shout out to our listeners.
But seriously, the reason small actions work is because they build momentum. Every time you do the small thing, you prove to yourself that you're someone who does things, and that identity shift is actually what drives lasting change.
Identity shift? Say more about that.
Okay, so most people try to change their behavior first and hope the identity follows. Like they say, I'm going to exercise every day, but they don't feel like an active person yet. So the behavior feels forced and unnatural.
And then they quit.
Exactly. But if you flip it, if you start with the identity, it works better. Instead of I'm going to exercise, you say I'm becoming someone who takes care of their body. That's a different feeling.
It's almost like you're not trying to change what you do. You're changing who you are.
Yes, that's exactly it. And each small action is like a vote for that new identity. You do one push-up and you cast a vote for I'm an active person. You read one page and you vote for I'm a reader. Over time, those votes add up.
I genuinely never thought about it that way.
I read about this concept a while back and it completely changed how I think about habits. It sounds simple, but it's actually quite powerful when you apply it.
Okay, I'm starting to think I need to take notes.
There might be a quiz at the end.
Can we talk about something real for a second? Because I think there's another thing that holds people back, and it's not just fear. It's not knowing what they actually want.
Oh, that's a big one.
Like, I know I want my life to be different. But when someone asks me, Alan, what do you actually want? I go blank. I don't have a clear answer.
You know what I think that is? I think most of us have spent so much time doing what we're supposed to do, school, job, responsibilities, that we've never really stopped to ask what we genuinely want.
Right. Like, I know what I'm supposed to want. I'm supposed to want a promotion, a nice apartment, financial security, and those things aren't bad. But is that it? Is that everything?
And that question can feel really uncomfortable. Because if you admit that maybe there's something missing, then you have to do something about it.
Which is scary.
Exactly. It's easier to stay busy and never look too closely. If you're always rushing, you never have to sit with the question.
So how did you figure out what you actually want?
Journaling, actually. I know people say that all the time and it sounds cliche.
It does sound a little cliche, Gabby.
I know, but it genuinely helped me. Not in a fancy way. I didn't buy a beautiful leather journal or light a candle. I just opened the Notes app on my phone and started writing. Like, stream of consciousness, no editing, no judgment.
What did you write about?
Questions, simple ones, like what did I love doing as a kid before I started worrying about what was practical? When do I feel most alive? What would I try if I knew I couldn't fail? What kind of person do I want to be in 5 years?
Those are deceptively simple questions. They sound easy, but they're actually quite hard to answer honestly.
They are, because you have to be really honest with yourself. Not what sounds good, not what would impress people. What do you actually want?
And did you find answers?
I found out that I really miss being creative. In school, I used to draw, design things, make little projects. Somewhere along the way, I stopped because it didn't feel productive enough.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad, but also fixable. That's why I signed up for the design course. I'm going back to something that was always part of me.
I love that. Going back to yourself. Okay, so let's say someone is listening right now and they're thinking, yes, this is me. I want to change. I'm tired of feeling stuck. What's the first thing they should do?
First thing, and I really mean the very first thing, is to acknowledge that the way things are right now is not permanent. A lot of people act like their situation is just fixed, Like, this is just how my life is. But it's not, it can change. You can change it.
That sounds simple, but I think it's actually a big mental shift.
It is because once you really believe that change is possible, for you specifically, the next steps start to feel more real. Not like a fantasy, but like an actual option.
Okay? So step 1, believe change is possible. What's step 2?
Step 2 is to get honest about what's not working. Don't sugarcoat it, don't make excuses, just look at it clearly. Which area of your life feels most stuck? Health, career, relationships, creativity? Pick the one that bothers you the most.
And then,
Ask yourself one question. What is one thing I could do differently this week? Not this year, not this month, this week. Just one thing.
that feels very doable.
That's the point. Doable is good. Doable actually happens.
I think so many people fail at change because they go too big too fast. They decide to overhaul their entire life on January 1st.
Oh, New Year's resolutions.
The great graveyard of good intentions.
Honestly, by February, most of those resolutions are completely forgotten because they were too big, too vague, and there was no real system behind them.
Just enthusiasm and no plan.
Exactly. Enthusiasm is not a strategy. You need a system, and systems are small, repeatable, and boring in the best way.
I like that. Boring is reliable.
Boring is reliable. The people who are consistently getting results in their lives are usually not doing anything glamorous. They're just doing small things consistently every day without skipping.
Can we talk about setbacks? Because I feel like this is the thing that kills most people's motivation. You start, you're doing well, and then something goes wrong. You miss a day, you slip up, and suddenly it all falls apart.
Yes, and I've definitely experienced this. You miss one workout, and suddenly you feel like the whole thing is ruined.
I already broke my streak, so what's the point?
That's called all or nothing thinking. And it's incredibly common, but it's also really destructive because it means you treat a small setback as a total failure.
Like, you made a tiny crack in the wall and decided to knock the whole thing down.
Exactly, but that's not how any of this works. Missing one day doesn't undo your progress. It's just one day. What matters is what you do the next day.
Never miss twice.
Where did you hear that?
I think I read it somewhere. The idea is, it's okay to miss once. Life happens, but don't miss twice in a row, because that's where habits break.
I love that rule. Never miss twice. Simple and really effective.
I actually used it recently. I had a week where everything went sideways, work was stressful, I wasn't sleeping well, I stopped reading before bed, and instead of just giving up, I just told myself, okay, tonight you're reading, just one page if you have to. And I did.
And did you read more than one page?
I read 12. Once I started, it was fine.
That's always how it is. The hardest part is starting. Getting off the couch, opening the book, putting on your shoes. Once you're in motion, it usually feels natural.
The start is the hardest part.
The start is always the hardest part.
Okay, last thing I want to cover, because I think it's something we don't talk about enough. What do you do about the people around you who aren't supportive?
Oh, this is real.
Because sometimes, not always, but sometimes, when you try to change, the people closest to you are the ones who make it hardest.
Yes, and often they don't even mean to. It's not necessarily out of cruelty. Sometimes people feel threatened when you change, because if you grow, it reminds them that they could grow too, and maybe they're not ready for that.
So they pull you back down to their level.
Kind of. Or they make jokes, or they say things like, oh, are you still on that? Or, you've been doing that for 2 weeks, I give it another week. Little comments that chip away at your confidence.
That's so undermining.
It is. And what I've learned is you don't have to announce your changes. You don't need anyone's permission or approval. Just do the thing quietly. Let your results speak.
Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Exactly. You don't need to post about it or tell everyone at dinner. Just do it. And over time, people notice.
And if people continue to be unsupportive,
Then you have to make some hard choices about how much time you spend with them. I know that sounds harsh, but the people around you genuinely influence who you become. There's that old saying, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
which means if everyone around you is comfortable staying stuck, that becomes your comfort zone too.
Exactly. So seek out people who are growing, even if it's online. Podcasts, communities, friends who challenge you. You don't need to cut everyone off, but you do need to make sure you have some positive influences in your corner.
And apparently, one of those influences can be a podcast.
We're trying our best.
No, but honestly, I think conversations like this one help. Just hearing someone else talk about these things makes them feel more possible.
That's exactly why we do this. You're not alone in feeling stuck. Almost everyone does at some point. The difference is just whether you decide to do something about it.
The decision is everything.
The decision is everything.
Okay, learners, that is our podcast for today. What a conversation.
I really loved this one, and I hope it gave you something to think about, or even better, something to do.
Before we go, we have a question for you.
Yes, write in the comments, what is one thing you've been putting off that you're going to do this week?
Write it in English. It doesn't have to be perfect, even one short sentence.
Writing it down makes it more real, trust us.
And if this episode resonated with you, give it a thumbs up. It really helps us grow.
Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. New episodes every week. Real English, real conversations.
Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. You are amazing.
Remember, one small action, that's how it starts.
We'll see you in the next podcast.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.